form. But this money, how should it be used? And what is the lesson for the league, the company, and the sponsors? Surely we have to learn from the past to avoid the mistakes of the past.
Well, that is why I'm not so quick to rejoice as so many people have the fact that money has finally come into the league, because we know in the past the kind of rancor, the kind of division that has come
and how the money is used,
about how the money is used, about
and
how it is shared. And for me, the clubs should be the biggest beneficiaries of this. How it was shared in the past left a lot to be desired, because the clubs are the primary actors in the league. If they cannot benefit from any sponsorship, then there's no point in having sponsorship or having a league in the first place. So now that this money has come, and maybe this is one of the reasons why the LMC is probably a good thing. It takes the pressure off the clubs about how to start butchering the money. These clubs will now, everything is now devolved onto the LMC. They will tell the clubs how this money will be shared, what each club will receive, how much will be
what they expect to receive. Maybe tomorrow we will be able to get the opinion of LMC chairman Nduka Rabo on how this money will be spent. What will go to grassroots development, what will go into establishing feeder teams, what will go into
everything that will be done must be agreed to by the clubs.
Yes.
Because it still follows what we talked about how it's being dictatorial about how the LMC seems to be dishing out orders to the clubs, and the clubs are not happy with it. Anything that must be done must be agreed to by the clubs, because that is the very foundation of the issues that we've been having over the past 3, 4, 6 weeks.
Anyway, let's leave that for maybe another time. In the past, we've had this kind of thing before. Oyuke Obaseki also announced a multi-billion sponsorship deal. I mean, we've seen things like this before. At the end of the day, the sponsors maybe felt they were not getting enough mileage from what they were doing, and they were not very keen in doing it. This time, everybody should know what the rules are. The LMC have also told us that there is still room for other telecoms company to even come and be a part of the league, in spite of the fact that a rival company is the title rights owner. A lot of things have opened up, but everybody should know their role so that we don't have a conflict like we had in the past, litigations and all of that, and it left everybody on the same spot.
I really hope that we have learned. Like you said, there are so many lessons the past should have taught us. And now I hope we'll not put a stumbling block on our feet. I mean, when money comes, a lot of other issues will arise. So, the sponsors have received a lot of flack in times past about them not being eager.
I'm not sure about something happened to the clubs, because now you have the picture of Canopilas on your screen.
Yes.
They have also announced a shirt sponsor.
It's been on for a while.
Yeah, for a while, but this is just an official.
It means the clubs are not sitting down just waiting for money to be shared.
5 clubs announced their shirt sponsor about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Canopilas announcing this. I think it's a cement group also.
No, it's a conglomerate.
It's a conglomerate.
Sugar, cement, construction.
Warri Wolves announced theirs. Kwana United has theirs. So the clubs are also beginning to look at other avenues of raising revenue,
which is exactly what we've always advocated for in the first place. But it shouldn't hide the fact that any sponsorship deal agreed to collectively by the clubs, because this is collective bargaining, apart from the individual contract that they're entering into with these,
like these sponsors that they're having.
Anything that they agree to must benefit them. Whether it is 1 naira, whether it is 10 million naira, they must receive,
and it must be clearly spelled out.
Must be agreed to by them. And I'm just hoping that the title sponsor
have learned
from the mistakes of the past. They must also understand that they've made mistakes in the past.
We've made mistakes. Everybody has been involved in a level of mistake or the other. The title sponsors have their own fault, which I'm sure they will correct this time around.
One of the issues they said was the fact that
activating their
now they must put their money. It's one thing for you to have a car, but it's another thing for you to service it.
But I just hope we can wipe the slate clean
and start on a clean page.
Start on a clean page.
And I also hope that the little issues around memorandum of understanding with Total Promotions about an outstanding 100 million
about a payoff.
I hope all those ones
are also particularly key. If that is not sorted out, then everything here is
I hope all of that will be sorted out.
That's a time bomb, and it can explode.
I hope it doesn't. I hope
it is not diffused on time. I really hope, like you said, before this fabulous news came out, that some groundwork has been done. Both parties have looked at issues that could arise, and we don't have one week of good news, then another 3 weeks of bad news.
I hope this time it stays that way. Commend everybody, at least, for moving us forward.
Yeah.
We've played almost 2 seasons without a sponsor. It's been stress. It's been difficult for the clubs. Standards have been compromised. Now that Glow is back, I think we can now safely call the league the Glow Professional Football League. I think that's the name that they will call it. But more importantly, I hope everybody's learned a lesson from the past, and at this time we're on the same page. They are getting mileage for whatever they are doing, and they are also activating, and the league management company are also ensuring that their rights are protected, and the clubs are also happy. Once that is done, and we are also happy, they need to also put us in the plan.
more importantly,
the clubs.
They really are the basis
for everything
that
is going on.
We know what they did in the past, where they accepted a pitiful fraction of what was due to them.
I hope that this time,
I hope they've learned their
lessons from all of that. All right. Okay, let's go on very quickly. CAF Champions League. This is not too palatable, because Rangers International of Enugu were the only ones left for Nigeria in the CAF Champions League. But the summary, no long story, they crashed out. Sundemba got into the match venue just a few minutes before kickoff. Actually, he was even dressing up for the game inside the car that was taking him to the stadium. But then he scored the only goal for Rangers, and it shows that this guy really wants to play for Rangers. He got the only goal for Rangers. They lost 3-1. Rangers are out. Now they have a chance in the CAF Confederation Cup, and they say they want to play like Chelsea. Chelsea cried out of the main one, and they are in the final of the lesser competition. But Rangers, sad news, no Nigerian team left on the continent in the CAF Champions League, but Rangers still have a chance in the CAF Confederation Cup.
Is it sad news as against expected news?
Because I think it's expected.
Because I'm thinking
the signs were there.
We always said it at every point in time last year that for every week that the league remained unplayed, we are putting the clubs who are going to play on the continent,
because people were
putting their ambitions in jeopardy.
Yeah, people said,
we're not playing week 8. Week 9. Week 9.
Yeah.
And you are playing against the likes of clubs that are already far into their season.
Look at the other teams that have made it through to the final 8. Defending champions, Al Ahly of Egypt, Esperance of Tunisia, Zamalek of Egypt. With the last week of the game, they got a draw against
St. George
of Ethiopia, and they are through. AC Leopards of Congo, remember, conquerors of Kano Pillars, also through to the final 8. Let's see the other teams that are through to the final 8. You see
the biggest surprise for me,
Orlando Pirates. I mean, what a game in Lumumbashi.
We had it was
2 penalties against Pirates, saved by Senso Meyiwa.
The goalkeeper of
1 red card to Lucky Lekwati, the captain. It was a terrible game. Terrible game.
But they also claimed that the fans that
they didn't allow a live broadcast of the game.
Orlando Pirates fans were harassed. South African journalists were also harassed.
But the summary is that they went, they saw, and they conquered.
Absolutely.
We have Civil Sports of Cote d'Ivoire. We have Recreativo de Libolo of Angola, one of the Rangers. We have Coton Sport of Cameroon. So these are the last 8 teams standing in the CAF Champions League. In the CAF Foundation Cup, Rangers will know their opponents tomorrow in the playoff. I hope they don't draw Mazembe.
I hope they
don't drop TP Mazembe.
Oh, I hope
TP Mazembe are now the favorites to win the CAF Confederation Cup. I hope Rangers doesn't draw TP Mazembe. If they draw Mazembe, then
honestly, I'm not confident.
They should not draw Mazembe.
I'm not confident of Rangers' chances because
if they don't draw Mazembe,
because of everything we said.
If they don't draw Mazembe, they could go through. They could go through. Well, but if they draw Mazembe, I'll rest my case.
I was a bit optimistic because of before the game, considering their domestic form. I thought probably it could, have a bearing on the game, but unfortunately it didn't. And I see them. Well, like you said, if they don't draw Mazembe, I see them going a bit far. As for whether they will get on to win, I think that's just it's too much at this stage. And like Tunde said, that period of inaction it has really affected them.
Okay, let's move away from club football and talk national team football now. The Eagles getting ready. They will be regrouping in a week from now in Abuja. They will be going to Germany for a training tour, and Keshi will be coming to town any moment from now. It will be in.
Yeah, he's in.
Keshi is in. All right. So big boss to the Keshi is in, and preparation must begin in earnest for the June schedule. Gentlemen, we must get it right this time. We must get it right this time. The friendly game against Mexico, the players have their visas to